I've downloaded 2 laps from Racing Telemetry. For my Academy lap at Croft, I'm using Freddie Chittick's 2021 fastest lap. It's a blistering 1:36.68. This is actually ever so slightly faster than the current lap record set in 2021. And for my 270 lap, I'm using Blair McConaughey's 2021 lap as well. It's a 1:32.81. And just for comparative purposes, we can see the official lap records. Jeff Newman at 1:37.3, Neil Fraser at 1:32.7. So these 2 laps they're blistering. You've got an Academy car being driven right on the edge of what it can do, and you've got a 270 car being driven right on the edge of what it can do. So if we put these 2 laps into Circuit Tools and we compare these laps side by side once I've downloaded them from Racing Telemetry, we can start to see exactly how much quicker a 270 is than an Academy car, and more importantly, or more interestingly maybe, where it's making up that time. So I'm going to start with my comparison at the end, because I want to see, as these 2 cars finish their laps side by side, what's happening. So I've got over here on the right hand side, this is the 270R driven by Blair, and on the left hand side I've got the Academy car driven by Freddie. And I can see that as Blair goes around the final hairpin and onto the straight, I can see the Academy car still that bit behind the 270, and as the 270 comes up to the finish line, we can see it crosses the finish line, and there's the lights for reference. And if I look through the video of the Academy car, we can see the lights there in the distance, so you can see just how far behind on a lap an Academy car will finish behind the 270. And that's actually what almost 4 seconds looks like, because the delta between these 2 laps is 3.86 seconds. If I change this so I make the x-axis based on position or time, there's some really interesting takeouts from this lap comparison that I'm using with Circuit Tools. So you can see, interestingly, the time delta just grows in quite a linear fashion over time. There's no specific area of performance that the 270 is just pulling away from the Academy car. It's pretty linear throughout the entire length of the circuit. And if you look at almost any point where you look for a comparison between the 2 laps, what you'll find is the 270R is traveling between 2 and 4 miles an hour faster than the Academy car on the beginning of the straight, at the end of the straight, so 102 versus 105. As we get to the slowest point around Tower, 53 versus 57, so that's 4 miles an hour. Basically, looking at the Jim Clark S's, we can see the Academy car is about 3 miles an hour than the 270. Coming in, starting to break for Sunny In, we can see again 3 miles an hour difference. So in fact, you get to 3 to 4 miles an hour difference throughout pretty much every point of the circuit. There's a handful of exceptions. Some of the corners where the cars are traveling at the same speed, but the norm over here, and you can see this again reflected through the delta, the 270R is just consistently holding about 3 miles an hour more speed through the slow corners as well as through the straight. So not quite the power difference that I was expecting. I suppose the power, the aerodynamics, the whole bunch of all stuff working together, but the 270 not pulling away quite to the extent in the manner that I would have expected. I'd love to hear your views in the comments. Any other suggestions for any of your racers, to add some comments below to look at where you think, or where you'd expect performance differentials to come into this. I am getting my hands on a 310 lap and a 420 lap, and I'm looking forward to doing the same comparison with those as well.